Hey y'all, I'm Brooke Hoover, a Louisiana native, actor, writer, and comedian. I've lost 100 pounds through diet and exercise, or shall I say, lifestyle changes. My 20-year and counting health journey has taught me that just like taking a diet pill for weight loss, body positivity doesn't magically happen overnight. I'm working on regaining my self-esteem and rekindling my love affair with Cajun and Southern comfort food in a healthier way, all the while juggling eating as clean as I can, reestablishing myself in the entertainment industry, which, as we know, is historically fat-phobic, all the while showing my inner fat girl some love. That's fat with a PH. Pretty hot and tempting. Let me tell y'all a tale or two. Hey y'all, what's up? It's the Who's Dat Fat Girl podcast. Hey. So I know everybody was a big fan of the organizational tips for fall cleaning, and I'm trying to not do too many of the same types of episodes like within the same time period, but because people dug those so much and because I've really personally been in a big organizational kick and I've been helping a friend who's also a client organize their home, I'm very inspired to share some January kind of like top of the year organizational tips that I thought might be helpful for y'all. So here we go. These are 5 January inspired organizational tips. Number 1, toss out expired food. Yes, my friends, if you have any like leftover Christmas treats, which how in the hell do you have leftover sugar-based food? I would have eaten it already. As we know, that is my jam and also my Achilles tendon. Anyways, get rid of it. Get rid of your expired food. So open that door of that fridge, right? That's where everything is the warmest. And look at the dates on your condiments. I think you will be surprised and you'll be like, ooh, these olives expired a year ago. Get rid of them. I mean, they might still be good. They're soaking in brine, right? I mean, like what, you're not going to get food poisoning from briny olives. You could, however, get food poisoning from celery that is not washed properly like I did once. But no, throw away those olives if they are expired. Throw away the foods. Freezer food, depending on what it is, it has a shelf life, a freezer shelf life of like 1 to 6 months, again, depending on what it is. So if it's been in there like super long and it has freezer burn on it, I know we all hate to waste, but y'all, it's not worth getting food poisoning. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it, all right? Leftovers in the fridge, 3 to 4 days max. So for my fellow meal prepping friends, that kind of is difficult because you have to meal prep every 3 to 4 days. But that's the thing. So food lasts in the fridge about 4 days, they say. I give it about 7 days and I'm all right. You know, sometimes my stomach acids might be churning, but that's an easy one, right? Throw out expired food, go to your pantry, get rid of expired canned food. Do not donate that to a soup kitchen or a food pantry. Nobody wants your expired food, okay? No matter what the person's financial status, nobody needs expired food, okay? Next up, paperwork time. What's up? Tax season coming up, coming in hot, coming up, coming in hot. So they say, and by they I mean Google and the IRS and all the like 10 different sources I researched, say keep your taxes for 3 years. No, my person who does my taxes is awesome. She's a fellow actor. I actually will give her a plug if I think that shall be all right with her. Jen Tax Prep, as simple as the first name Jen, short for Jennifer, jentaxprep.com. She is awesome. We have discussed this, and 3 years is not long enough for someone like me, someone with incredibly whack taxes. I have 1099s, I have W-2s. I won't give out too much of my info to the general and fan-friendly public. But if you have weirder taxes and take a lot of deductions or do crazy things, like I do, at least 7 years. I keep it 7 years and then I toss it. But 3 years is not long enough, but 3 years is the general rule. Next up, speaking of expired stuff, we're getting rid of expired medication. That was super fun for me. For some reason, I was like throwing away expired medication. And as we know, I do not really take a lot of over-the-counter meds. So I had some that were really expired. I got rid of them. I mean, maybe if it's like 1 month old, okay, fine, but no longer than that. And especially if you have pets, get rid of the expired meds. I will gamble with like a month or two expired med on me. I will not do the same for my animals. Also, COVID tests. Y'all, we threw away about like 15 COVID tests because they were expired. And they do say, oh, but some still work. Why do you need 25 COVID tests? No, now we have about 6, and that is good enough. So get rid of all the medications. And y'all notice we're kind of like going in chunks here. We're doing like kitchen, where you keep your food, usually. Taxes, home office or armoire in your living room if you're me. Expired medications, which you might keep in your kitchen or in your bathroom. So we're going like chunk by chunk, little area by area. And hopefully each of these little tasks that I've just mentioned, aside from the taxes part, you can do in a standard chunk of time. So the expired food and the expired meds and the expired COVID tests, that should be pretty simple. Now for your taxes, depending on how you work, everybody is so different. But I say just really, I think we really almost need a podcast episode just for tackling the paperwork. But first and foremost, you will start like one thing for the whole year, you know, your whole 2023 year in this case, and then go through it again in chunks so you're not getting overwhelmed, right? And then you'll divide it up by receipts or pay stubs or, medical receipts, things like that. You see what I mean? So just get all your paperwork in one area is what I'm saying. And then I'll leave that on you, or maybe you can contact me to help with organizing tips specifically for paperwork. Now, the next thing up, we're talking about those Christmas, Hanukkah gifts, those gifts that you have laying around that you love or don't really love and don't know what the heck to do with them. Speaking of, put them in an area, the things you might want to regift, or the gifts that you're going to use them. But if you're not, it's totally fine. Like I read an article somewhere that's like, let's normalize regifting. I was like, please, I was regifting since 1980 something. And hey, it's hashtag actor life, hashtag strike year. Regifting shall be normalized. It's totally fine because it's not always the gift. It is the act of giving and receiving that's more important, right? So put your gifts and regifts, like time to like figure out where you're going to put all those, get them organized. Speaking of which, my mama and I do this. We are notorious for it, and we have brought Harry along with us and turned him into a monster. We buy things that are holiday things that are on sale. We buy them for the next year, so they might be 50 to 75% off. But then you go on a rampage, and then you're like, where am I going to put all this? You have to have a place and figure out where you're going to put all that. So put all your gifts, regifts, and things you bought for next year, like all your potential gifts, holiday and otherwise, in an area. Again, if you are interested to like talk about doing this personally, where I individualize it for you, I do personal organization in home and also via Zoom coaching. So we could talk like over Zoom. I can come to your house depending on where you live. Sorry, I can't go to Idaho. I will go to Utah. I've wanted to go to Utah. And sorry, microphone, I just hit the microphone. And that's not just because I love the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I don't have my fake tooth in today. I'm going through the implant process. So to the video friends out there, I'm getting very excited. So you're probably seeing my gap. And that's all right. So the fifth thing that I say, it's time to organize, I don't like to use the word purge. I feel like it's inappropriate. But the thing to really get rid of and to consolidate and work on, holiday decor, y'all. Come on. This episode will be airing like January 29th-ish, so right around Groundhog's Day. Puxatawny Phil, he's going to come out and see or not see his shadow. I don't want him to see your nutcracker. Please.
Oh, that sounded nasty. No, you know what I mean. It's time to put those holiday decorations away. And people are like, oh, but it brings me joy. You damn straight, Christmas lights and like nutcrackers and like little mice dancing. That gives me joy too. But it is time to every season, turn, like the song goes. Christmas is over. Pack up your stuff. It will be around next year, my friends. See, it's a lot easier in Louisiana because we go straight to Mardi Gras. So on All Kings Day, which is the 12th day of Christmas, you take all that Christmas down, but Mardi Gras goes right up. You eat a king cake, and back in the day at church, it used to have like dimes up in it. So be careful not to swallow the baby and be careful not to swallow the dimes. I used to lick the dimes. That was weird. So yeah, we have Mardi Gras decor. So it goes right from Christmas to Mardi Gras. So it's pretty easy, for us to get rid of Christmas stuff. I understand, especially in the New Jersey area. I'm recording this in like a quasi snowstorm. It's yucky. It's gross. You want some holiday cheer. But guys, it's time to let it go. Gonna be a little gentle now. Not gonna be so hardcore. Yeah, I teeter on like the whole tough love and gentle vibe. And you would swear I'm a Libra, but as we know, I'm a Leo. Yes, I just growled. I want to talk to y'all about a little trick that I love. So we were talking about how Christmas or holiday stuff is on deep discount. Still going on deep discount right now. Deep discount. Why am I thinking of like Deep Mission Deep Throat or something? Was that a James Bond movie? Anyways, go to Big Lots. Target might still have it up, but Target's bougie, so it moves quicker than Big Lots. Ocean State Job Lot, a job lot type of store, right? They will still have those gigantic organizational bins, and they're probably going to be red or red and green. I always say clear, but sometimes you can't always do clear, especially because those red plastic organizational bins right now are going to be like 75% off at Big Lots or other stores. Get that Christmassy organizational stuff, those Christmassy products that you can repurpose and use for other things. Now is your golden time, my friends, because it's on a deep, deep, deep sale. So I hope all of that has helped you. I want to thank everyone for being around for a third season. This is insane. It was January 28th, 2022, I believe, 2021, that I launched. And we're going into the third season. So I launched January 28th, 2022, which was my half birthday. So we are at 2 years going into 3. I really appreciate everyone for listening. We will be working on doing more interviews this year. I'm still going to be telling my tales, and I'm going to be giving some tips, including like organizational tips, because people seem to like them, resonate with them. My goal is just to provide helpful information, hopeful information, and hopefully humorous information, y'all. Remember, if you have any organizational questions or concerns or anything like that, just holler at me. I mean, organizing is my side hustle, but more than that, it's one of my many passions, and I'm happy to talk about it. Thank y'all so much for listening, and go take down that holiday decor, okay? If you have extra nutcrackers, just send them my way.
Thanks so much for listening, y'all. It is my hope to inspire, uplift, and entertain you with this Who's Dat Fat Girl podcast. So, if you're hungry for more, you can book me to speak or perform my solo show that inspired this podcast, Fat Girl Costumes, written by yours truly and directed by Brian Lady at your virtual or in-person event. Please visit brookehoover.com/fluffybuttproductions or email me at contactbrookhoover@gmail.com for more info. And let's follow each other on Instagram. I'm at Brooke Hoover, and the O's in my name are not the letter O, they're zeros. Not because I want to be a size 0, but because I guess I'm just so clever with my late 90s Yahoo self. And if you like this podcast, which I really hope you do, please give me a 5-star rating and write a review on Apple Podcasts. And most importantly, share this with your friends, family, and other people you may know who are as fat as we are. That's fat with a PH.